And welcome to the Tuesday edition of Inside Nigeria, your breakfast on leadership television. Today is September 10, 2024. I will sincerely apologize for bringing this program a bit behind schedule. It was due to some technical glitches. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, your host on the program. On today's program, we are going to be looking at some select newspapers and their cover stories. Today is Tuesday, September 10, 2024. And as we normally do on the program, we flag off with Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership's leading story is on the purported Ajaero's arrest yesterday, which trended. And of course, the papers I have for review on today's program are onto that story. Leadership's leading says Labour stakeholders threaten Showdown over Ajaero's arrest, demand his immediate release. DSS can't justify action, Falana. Serap wants Tinubu to end intimidation. LP's petition against Ajaero withdrawn, spokesperson. Leading story today on leadership. However, many other papers say that he has been released by DSS. Now, still on leadership newspaper, beneath that leading story, we have the picture of the Chief of Defence Staff General Christopher Musa with Vice Chairman Leadership Group Limited Mike Okwere during a visit to the Defence Headquarters in Abuja yesterday. Again, soldiers storm Okwama community. Death toll in Niger tanker explosion rises to 59. Bandits attack Kaduna Hospital, kidnap nurses, patients. Leadership partners Defence Headquarters to counter terrorist propaganda. Of course, that corroborates the picture we have on the cover. Leadership partners Defence Headquarters to counter terrorist propaganda. Above, towards the masthead, we have 2027 Labour ticket not for Obi, Abure declares. 2027 Labour Party ticket not for Obi, Abure declares. The story runs on page 7 of leadership. And on the business bourse today, Nigeria loses $9 billion to foreign ship owners over affreightment. Nigeria has lost a staggering $9 billion annually due to the absence of functional ocean-going vessels for affreightment, particularly for crude oil. Leadership can report. Leadership has learned that Nigeria loses out to foreign ship owners who transport crude oil and engage in ship-to-ship STS transfers, disadvantaging indigenous ship operators in the nation's coastal waters. Well, we hope that this issue will be looked into by the powers that be. Moving ahead, above the masthead, APC postpones NEC meeting indefinitely. And US election, Trump-Harris clash in historic debate. The story is on page 4 of leadership. With that, we move to the page 3 where we have our stand. Today's stand is on community action against bandits. Community action against bandits. Today's stand on leadership. And with that, we move to the back page where we have Tuesday column with Abdurrauf Aliyu. Abdurrauf is writing on the flames of Mafa, a tragic tale. In quotes, the Nigerian government's failure to build trust and engage with these communities effectively undermines efforts to stabilize the region and address the root causes of the conflict. End quote. From the column to the back page, the flames of Mafa, a tragic tale. For more continuation of headline stories and the stand and inside stories, you log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to Daily Sun. Daily Sun stays same issue, same story, leading story on Ajaero's arrest yesterday. Daily Sun says crackdown on NLC, Serap sparks tension. Crackdown on NLC, Serap sparks tension. NLC gives federal government ultimatum to release Ajaero. Meets again today. Claims arrest plots to scuttle minimum wage implementation. Demands immediate reversal of petrol price to 617 naira per litre. PDP CSO's orders furious over the situation in the country. And the latest, the crackdown on NLC and Serap. Beneath that main headline story, we also have another second leading story there on Daily Sun. Bandits kill 5, kidnap 13 others in 3 Kaduna communities. Attack Kaduna Hospital, adopt nurses, patients, orders. Labour Party, Peter Obi, Oti not automatic candidates for 2027, says Abure faction. The story is also on page 8 of Daily Sun. And the federal government says no pardon for those guilty of corruption. Igbo youth worried over Southeast governor's silence on Nnamdi Kanu's detention. Nachima decries state of economy, Exodus, closure of businesses. Shake up as NAP appoints new branch chiefs, AOC's commanders orders. 26 killed, 163 injured, over 1,000 displaced in Bauchi, Cardinal flood disasters. And the last story today on Daily Sun is the story beside the masthead. Federal government exits varsities research grants from TSA. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories on Daily Sun. For more, log on to www.thesun.ng. From Daily Sun, we move over to The Punch. Punch is punching with steel on Ajaero's issue. And it says Ajaero's arrest saga. DSS succumbs to pressure as NLC plans showdown. Ajaero's arrest saga. DSS succumbs to pressure as NLC plans showdown. Labour leader released ahead of NLC's 12 midnight ultimatum. PDP Labour Party orders Lapun federal government over arrest invasion. And with that, we also have the stories beneath that main headline story, the punchy story on the Punch, and the pictures to go along with it. Lawyers, 4 billion naira illegal arms, lawyers absent, store suspects, arraignment. We have the pictures of police with the alleged suspects yesterday. 4 billion naira illegal arms, lawyers absent, store suspects, arraignment. And beneath that, AGL plans to abolish pardon for convicted looters. Adamawa CJ releases 70-year-old woman after 10 years in jail. The story is on pages 8 and 9 of the Punch newspaper. Adamawa CJ releases 70-year-old woman after 10 years in jail. Telecom services risk disruption as 800 workers begin strike. Beside the masthead, we have Edo governorship poll counts down. APC, PDP disagree over campaign violence. Citizens can't afford to have illiterate governor, says Ighodalo. Citizens can't afford to have illiterate governor, Ighodalo. The story runs on page 27 of the Punch. From that, we move over to the stories ahead, the masthead. Fuel landing cost rises, marketers fee high price Dangote petrol. Fuel landing cost rises, marketers fear high Dangote petrol price. Refinery may beat down PMS price, queues reduce as depot supply products. Enugu, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom lead as M-Pulse spreads to 21 states. Enugu, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom lead as M-Pulse spreads to 21 states. This story runs on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. And with that, we conclude review of front headline stories on the Punch. For more, log on to www.punchng.com. From the Punch, we move to this day. This day is still on Ajaero's arrest yesterday. And it says Ajaero arrested, release, CSOs condemn action. Tinubu setting new record of impunity, says Amnesty International. Serap alleges invasion of his premises by security agencies. I'll tell you that once again. Ajaero arrested, released, while CSOs condemn action. Tinubu setting new record of impunity, says Amnesty International. Serap alleges invasion of his premises by security agencies. That takes us to the stories ahead of this main headline story today on this day. Labour crisis, Peter Obi, Oti, white INEC for validation of recent stakeholders meeting. Labour crisis, Peter Obi, Oti is the governor of Abia State, right INEC for validation of recent stakeholders meeting. Edo poll, INEC chair arrives Benin for mock accreditation, security meeting. The story is on page 10 of this day. And with that, we move to the stories ahead. Masthead. NUPROC sets up alternative dispute resolution body, says 200 billion naira attracted for host communities development. taps Falana Osaho, 25 others as ADROC members. Komolafe laments Nigerians' low CAPEX to oil reserve ratio. NNPC, Chevron, JV converts assets into PIA terms, targets 165,000 barrels per day by year end. The story is on page 5 of this day. NNPC, Chevron, JV converts assets into Petroleum Industry Act terms, targets 165,000 barrels per day by year end. Of course, that also concludes the review of front headline stories today on this day. For more, log on to www.thisdaylive.com. From this day, we move over to the last paper on our menu today. It's Tuesday, September 10, 2024. Of course, that paper is Vanguard newspaper. The papers today, as I said earlier, are washed with stories of Ajaero's, that is NLC president's arrest yesterday by DSS, and Vanguard is not left out. His main headline story today says Ajaero released as outrage trace arrest. Ajaero released as outrage trace arrest. NLC holds emergency neck today. TUC, PDP, Amnesty International, UAFCS, Huriwa, MWUN, NUEE, others kick. We have withdrawn our 2023 petition against NLC President Airpeace Airline. DSS action not connected to police invitation, Falana NLC. Labour leaders arrest attempt to cause anarchy, UAFCS. Arrest poverty, hunger, not innocent Nigerians, PDP tells Tinubu. Direct DSS to end attack against us, Serap tells President. Those are the kickers beneath the main headline story today on Vanguard on Ajaero's release, arrest and release yesterday. Beneath the petrol price hike puts Nigerians healthcare professionals at risk, says NMA. Petrol price hike puts Nigerians healthcare professionals at risk, NMA. Farmers slash headers clashes. Mieti Allah bans underage night grazing in Kwara. And above the masthead of Vanguard, Naira depreciates to 1,660 Naira in parallel market as scarcity hits dealers. Naira depreciates to 1,660 Naira in parallel market as scarcity hits dealers. Bandits kidnap nurses, patients, others in Cardinal Hospital. Tinubu orders Finance Minister to exclude varsities research institutes from TSA. Constitutional amendment, AGF to block presidential pardon for corrupt leaders. With that, we conclude today's review of Vanguard newspapers headline story. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard, and that also concludes today's program Inside Nigeria, reaching your leadership television. My name is Winifred Blubber once again, and don't forget to join us same station, same time for another fresh edition of the program tomorrow. Meanwhile, join us every hour on this station for news on hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio.